Evening, ladies. I found this beautiful, beautiful set, which I will put a link down below for my ladies that are in the lesson. I already gave you a link to it. It's beautiful. And some of you were ahead of me. You saw it before me and you loved it and downloaded it before I even told you I'm going to be using it. When you see these elements, you think, what can I do with them? That is the problem. That's the major problem everybody tends to have. But you're going to be amazed at what I'm going to create with this one. It was so nice, in my opinion, humble opinion, that I decided I'm not even going to show you the end result. I've got one on the side. I'm going to recopy it, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So to start with, to bring them in, I had them in a folder that I called English Garden. I know where it is, and I downloaded the images through Photos. So I went to Photos, Add, and from Add, I downloaded all the images. Okay. I used 3 folders. So I had the frames, which I'm not using at the moment anyway. I brought down the borders and I brought down all the elements. And look what I succeeded to create. So I'm going to insert a new page. And as usual, I like to start with my stencil, which I set approximately A5 size. It's roughly that size there, makes an A5. If I'm printing it, I will put a line in the middle to make sure I know where the fold is, but I'm not going to print it, so I just placed it on there. Now to start with, I did it this way. When I did the trial run earlier, I did it this way. I took the house and I thought, what a beautiful image. What can I do with this house? So I made it a bit smaller. Let's make it smaller first. And I've placed it round about somewhere there, like so. And then I thought, what can I now do? So I started the next step. I'm going to do it. Now that I did it once, I would do it in a different order. But I'm going to do it in the way I did it before to show you how I sorted certain things that will arise. Then I went and got, there is like a wall made of trellis. And I brought that in. And I thought, you know what, that would go nice somewhere here. Now, as we're going along, until I come to finish it, you're not going to see the value of what I'm going to try to do. Okay, I've placed it somewhere there. And this was my next bit. And then I thought, you know, I want to see what there is. And I saw these beautiful flowers and I had to have one of them on. And I thought, where am I going to put it? So I went for this flower here. Well, was it this one, or I actually used this one? Brought it in, made it smaller, and I've placed it right at the top here. And I've made it big enough to go somewhere there. Now you'd say, hang on a minute, Susan, that's bigger than the house. Well, think about it. The house is further away from you. So if I'm taking a photo from underneath a tree, that is viable and it makes sense. Then I needed something down here. And I went and looked at all the pieces in this lovely set, and I saw this border. And I thought, shucks, I'd like it to be turned round, straight on the bottom. So I did, turn it round. You remember, what you see doesn't have to go the way it comes. And I've placed it over there. Okay. Then I carried on looking and I thought, what can I do to have a background instead of white? So I did something really good there. I took a square and I drew it. Now this is what's going to change when I did it the second run. I started off with a square. I filled it with a color. Oh, I could do blue. And then I went into fill and I said, I want to fill from there to down here and change the bottom one to a green. Then let's do a bit more green somewhere here. This is how I started. I'm going to change this. Don't worry. I send it all the way to the back because I've got loads of layers. But then I brought it forward one. Remember, when you're using a stencil, the stencil needs to be at the back. And it started building up and I thought, I like it, but not as much as I would really like to carry on working. So what did I do? I copied the page, which I'm not going to copy. I took that background out. This is to teach you. So I deleted it. And I did something else. Last week, we used a different kit. And in that kit, there was this image. I thought, you know what, if I place that right behind the house there, send it to the back and one forward, now I've got a better sky. So that's where that came from. But then I still needed to fill in this white and make it viable. So I thought, right, what am I going to do? So the first thing I did, I went up here, and as I was scrolling, I saw these boots, and I thought, oh, I've got to use them. Of course, I'm not going to fill it up with the boot. I'm going to change it, convert to curves by clicking on the circle at the bottom on the Arrange tab. Then I turned it round. And of course, they need to be smaller. They can't be as big as the house. So I took that, placed it behind this wall. You can leave it even on this side of the wall. I did it behind in the other picture I did. And I also brought in this beautiful watering can. And again, convert to curves, turn it round, resized it. This time I've placed it behind these flowers here. So I went back one. There, somewhere there. It doesn't matter that it's big because that means it's very much this side of me where I'm standing to take my picture, my photo. So that's all right if it's a bit bigger on this end, okay? I could put it slightly downwards somewhere there. But I still had the problem with the white area and I didn't want a flat green because it didn't look right. So I thought, let's carry on. There are some other items that could look nice in this image. So I'm going to get them first. There is this chair I like. Oh, yes. And again, convert to curves, becomes the size, turn it round. Now, this is going to go near the house, which is far away from me. So I'm going to go very small. And I'm going to place it right by the house, somewhere there. Okay? Small because it's near the house. And then the same way, I mean, with a setting like this, who wouldn't want a table and a couple of chairs to go out in the garden and have some tea and cake, biscuits, whatever? What's your diet? Gonna turn it round. And again, convert to curves. Make it smaller. It's very much near the house, so it's gonna go and stand somewhere there. Still have my problem, but look what I'm gonna do for that problem. And I love this. I'm gonna take the house again. But this time, what I'm going to do is convert it to curves. And I'm going to take my scissors. And I'm going to go from here and pull up some of this green area. Get rid of the house. And now this green area, It's going to be what I'm going to use. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that. I'm going to place it somewhere here. I'm going to send it to back, but then start bringing it one forward till I get it where I want it. So it's now in front of the stencil. And if I go forward again, look, I can decide. In fact, you know what? I'm going to leave it one behind because I like it how it ended. So that's my first one. Now it filled up that patch of white. And I'm going to do the same with it. So I'm going to copy it again, paste it, and I'm going to bring it on this side, somewhere like that. And again, send it to back and bring it one forward. Maybe two if you want to. So it fills up a bit with more green. Can you see the image now being built? I love it, but we're not ready yet. I'm going to paste it again. This time, I'm going to place it somewhere there. Now, what I'm interested in is to cover as much of the white up here as I possibly can. So again, all the way to the back, one forward, so it becomes part of the stencil. And I've got it looks like the grass has flowers in it, it's grown grass, and it's going around your image. If you want, you can even do a little bit of that, because it's still behind the house, so it doesn't really matter, and I can pull it up a little, and that closes all my green around the house. Look at that, right? So it is what you have, play with, you can do incredible things. Not finished with it, I'm going to copy, paste it again, bring it down here. I can even stretch it along, doesn't matter. So all I'm interested is a little bit of green and some flowers, send it all the way to the back and bring it one forward. So it becomes part of your stencil. And look at this image now. It looks like you've got grass growing around the house. There's a hedge. There's the flowers on this side where you're taking the photo from. Another thing I did, because I like the flower, is this. I selected one of these flowers. I mean, you can select any flowers you like, but I took one of these. I brought it here, made it, of course, smaller, and I've placed it to hide a bit of that fence as if it's coming from the side. There's more flowers coming from this side. I'm standing behind a hedge with flowers, and there's a tree above me with beautiful images of flowers, and I've built a lovely scene. And when you think you're ready, because I'm not sure I am ready, I think I am, you just click, lift your stencil. And there you go. You created a beautiful image with a few pictures from that kit. Now think about it. If I did that using a few of the images, there's so many more images in there. You can create so many beautiful pictures in the same way. I would then take one of these, maybe put it somewhere here. Of course, smaller. Personally, I would turn it around like that. And then type created by Susan or whatever you want. And that would be at the back of your card. I'm going to stop record and see what you think of this, ladies. Don't worry, because I'll come back and we'll do some more. There's so many beautiful images in this set. For those watching it on YouTube, please do give us a thumbs up and any comments. Also, there will be a link for you to be able to find where the kit was got from. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to stop recording now.